I have 5 artists I want to show you this month, and I'm going to dive right in to try to keep this short. The very first piece is by Marianne Kolb. I am incredibly compelled by this series of figures that she is doing. I feel an enormous tenderness for each of them. They really feel like very achy and lovely to me, and I'm always intrigued when I feel that sense of love for a character in a painting, and it is part of why I really love portraits and figures. This fiber piece by Kasia Dudkiewicz, I am very compelled by. I love the tension that I feel here in the very electric contrast of the black streak there, and also in the bulging that I see in every place that the fabric has to accommodate a larger section. I feel a sense of tension that draws me in. Also, we don't see enough fiber art. Dobee Snowber has a range of styles in her art pieces, but what I am most compelled by, I think, are her Swimmers and Figures series, partially just because they feel so discordant in a way that is absolutely fascinating to me. I love the disjointed, dismembered, yet still walking about bodies. I also take a little bit of a political vibe from this, which I write a little bit more about in my newsletter, where I did a long form on all of these artists and did 2 pieces for each of them, if you want to check that out. This piece by Ayobami Ogungbe is most interesting to me because I feel like it is playing with glitch art, which is like exploring technology and errors. However, it also feels like weaving in a lot of ways in the grid orientation, and you have this sunflower motif, which is obviously of the earth. However, that also makes me think of how almost technically precise sunflowers are in their petals and their seed arrangement, and that's an interesting exploration. And then we have this work by Luc van der Walt, who explores rhythm and repetition in all of these works. I love this for one reason because I'm always being asked about neutral artworks and want pieces that feel dynamic and interesting and have a lot that you can explore, and this definitely hits the mark. I'm also really compelled by these very geometric shapes that kind of dissolve into more organic forms throughout the composition. I put out a newsletter yesterday that goes way deeper into all of these artists and has 2 of each of their pieces. If you're curious to dive into that, send me a DM and I'll send you the link.